Welcome back to Albums Born Today, where we delve into the history behind albums celebrating their release. It's March 21st, 2024. Let's explore what the past has in store for us today. Backup Train is the debut studio album by American singer Al Green, released in 1967. Al Green began his music career as a member of the gospel group the Green Brothers in the late 1950s. In the mid-1960s, he began recording secular music and released several singles with small labels before signing with Hi Records. Under the guidance of Hi Records owner, producer, and songwriter Willie Mitchell, Green began recording material for his debut album. Backup Train was recorded in 1967 at Royal Recording Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. The album was produced by Mitchell and features a blend of soul, R&B, and gospel influences, showcasing Green's distinctive vocal style and emotive delivery. The album's title track, Backup Train, was released as a single in 1967 and became a moderate hit on the R&B charts. The song features Green's impassioned vocals and a catchy melody, foreshadowing his future success as a soul music icon. Despite its relative commercial obscurity, Backup Train laid the groundwork for Al Green's future success as one of the most revered soul singers of all time. His partnership with Willie Mitchell and Hi Records would produce a string of classic albums in the 1970s, including Let's Stay Together and I'm Still in Love with You. In later years, Backup Train has been rediscovered by fans and critics alike, who appreciate its raw energy and Green's soulful performances. The album serves as a fascinating glimpse into the early career of a music legend and remains a cherished part of Al Green's discography. Rubicon is the seventh studio album by the German electronic music band Tangerine Dream, released in 1975. Tangerine Dream was formed in West Berlin in 1967 by Edgar Froese. Initially a rock band, Tangerine Dream transitioned to electronic music in the early 1970s, becoming pioneers of the genre. Prior to Rubicon, Tangerine Dream released several albums that helped establish their signature sound, including Phaedra and Atom. These albums featured extensive use of synthesizers, sequencers, and electronic effects. Rubicon was recorded in 1975 at the band's own studio in Berlin. The album was produced by Edgar Froese and features contributions from band members Christopher Frank and Peter Baumann. The album is a landmark album in the genre of electronic music, known for its atmospheric soundscapes, hypnotic rhythms, and ethereal melodies. The album consists of two long-form tracks, each spanning an entire side of the LP. The music is characterized by its immersive textures and dreamlike quality, inviting listeners on a journey through space and time. Rubicon explores themes of cosmic exploration, inner journeys, and transcendence. The album's title track, Rubicon Part 1 and Rubicon Part 2, takes listeners on an epic sonic voyage, evoking images of distant planets, celestial landscapes, and otherworldly dimensions. The album received widespread critical acclaim upon its release, with many critics praising its innovative sound and immersive atmosphere. The album was hailed as a masterpiece of electronic music and solidified Tangerine Dream's reputation as one of the most influential bands in the genre. Look Out for Number 1 is the debut studio album by the American funk and R&B duo The Brothers Johnson, released in 1976. The Brothers Johnson were formed by brothers George and Louis Johnson in Los Angeles, California. Prior to forming their own duo, the brothers had gained experience as session musicians, playing with artists like Quincy Jones, Bobby Womack, and Billy Preston. Quincy Jones, a renowned producer and arranger, took an interest in the brothers Johnson's talent and signed them to his label, A&M Records. Jones served as the executive producer for their debut album, Look Out for Number 1, and played a key role in shaping their sound. The album was recorded in 1975 and 1976 at various studios, including Sunset Sound and Westlake Audio in Los Angeles. Look Out for Number 1 blends elements of funk, R&B, soul, and disco, showcasing the brothers Johnson's exceptional musicianship and infectious grooves. The album features tight rhythms, funky bass lines, catchy melodies, and smooth vocal harmonies, creating a sound that was both sophisticated and danceable. The album produced several hit singles, including I'll Be Good to You, Get the Funk Out Ma Face, and Strawberry Letter 23. I'll Be Good to You featuring vocals by Shuggie Otis, became a major hit on the R&B charts and received widespread airplay on radio stations. Look Out for Number 1 is regarded as a classic of 1970s funk and R&B music. The album's influence can be heard in the work of subsequent generations of funk and R&B artists, and its songs remain beloved by fans of the genre. The Final Cut is the 12th studio album by the English progressive rock band Pink Floyd, released in 1983. The Final Cut is essentially a Roger Waters solo album released under the Pink Floyd name. By this point, tensions within the band were high, with Waters becoming increasingly dominant in the creative direction of Pink Floyd. The album is often seen as a continuation of the themes explored in their previous album, The Wall. Thematically, The Final Cut is a deeply personal and political album, heavily influenced by Waters' own experiences and reflections on war, politics, and society. The album is a critique of war, particularly the Falklands War and the broader geopolitical landscape of the early 1980s. The album was recorded between July and December 1982 at various studios, including Mayfair Studios and Olympic Studios in London. Waters took on the role of producer, overseeing much of the recording process and working closely with engineer Andy Jackson. Musically, The Final Cut continues the atmospheric and conceptual approach of Pink Floyd's previous albums, with lush arrangements, intricate instrumentation, and emotive vocals. The album features elements of progressive rock, art rock, and orchestral arrangements, creating a dense and immersive sonic landscape. The Final Cut remains a divisive album among Pink Floyd fans, with some considering it a masterpiece and others viewing it as a weaker entry in the band's discography. However, the album's themes of war, politics, and societal alienation continue to resonate with listeners, and certain tracks, such as The Gunner's Dream and Not Now John, have become fan favorites. Following the release of The Final Cut, tensions within Pink Floyd reached a breaking point, leading to Waters' departure from the band in 1985. The remaining members, including David Gilmour and Nick Mason, continued to record and tour as Pink Floyd without Waters, releasing albums such as A Momentary Lapse of Reason and The Division Bell. Like a Prayer is the fourth studio album by American singer Madonna, released in 1989. By the late 1980s, Madonna had already established herself as a pop icon with her previous albums, including Madonna, Like a Virgin, and True Blue. Madonna collaborated with a diverse range of producers and songwriters for the album, including Patrick Leonard, Stephen Bray, and Prince. Like a Prayer was recorded over a period of several months in 1988 and 1989 at various studios in Los Angeles and New York City. Like a Prayer features a blend of pop, rock, R&B, and gospel influences, showcasing Madonna's versatility as an artist. The album explores themes of spirituality, sexuality, love, and self-empowerment, reflecting Madonna's personal and artistic evolution. The album and its accompanying music videos sparked controversy due to their provocative content and religious imagery. The title track, Like a Prayer, and its music video, which featured scenes of Madonna dancing in front of burning crosses and experiencing stigmata, drew criticism from religious groups and conservative organizations. The album produced several hit singles, including Like a Prayer, Express Yourself, and Cherish, all of which received extensive airplay on radio and MTV. Like a Prayer remains a landmark album in Madonna's discography and a cultural touchstone of the late 1980s. Its impact and influence can be seen in Madonna's continued evolution as an artist, as well as in the work of subsequent generations of pop musicians. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Feel free to leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. Keep the music alive, and we'll see you in the next video.